It's true. It only gets truer every single day, right? In fact, you know, you guys have been walking around all day. You've been enjoying all the vendors, the shows, the theater, the lab, all those things, right? But what we're going to do, in fact, if you can, I would love for you guys to stand up for just 1 second. I know the chairs are comfortable, but just for a second. We're all going to do this together. It's the last push to get to the end of the day, right? What we're going to do is I like to call Yiddish calisthenics, okay? It's basically, it's head, shoulders, knees, and toes, which we all know, but I'm going to teach you how to do it in Hebrew. You guys ready? Follow along with me. Rosh Knafayim Reglayim. That's it. The song is over. You all did great. There are no more lyrics after that because there are none needed, right? Because that's about as far as we ever go after we reach, like, bar mitzvah, great. We think we're going to play basketball, fine. We go to the JCC, and then by 25, all of a sudden it's like, why is life so hard and why is my back hurting every day? That's pretty much how it happens. So, what we're going to do though is we're going to try to turn back the tide. We're going to try to bring youth back into my body and hopefully into your hearts. I'm going to do some old-time strength feats. Does anyone want to see such things? Woo! So I wasn't lying, small but mighty. I mean, you guys are doing great. All right, thank you. I'm going to leave on a high note. Thanks for your time. No, I'm kidding. Who learned something interesting during the pandemic? Like learned a new skill or learned new facts? Anyone? What'd you learn? Saxophone. That's amazing. Do you sound any better, or are you just more confident in making noise? Sort of column A, column B, right? Good for you. No, that's fantastic. Who else? Did anyone else learn anything exciting? Anything fun? Yeah, what did you learn? You're a yoga instructor now. I have a joke already forming in my mind. It's like, wow, when the world is going to shit, way to be flexible. Nicely done, nicely done. I can feel your groaning from here. I can't see your face, but I can, behind the mask, I saw the eye roll and the, You're not angry, you're disappointed, I get it. It's fine. So what's going to happen now is I learned to cook during the pandemic. Make sure this doesn't make any noise. Sorry about that. And so what was interesting during the pandemic is I learned to cook. I was never much of a cook before. And you know, obviously I'm not missing many meals. In fact, the only meals I'm missing are the ones I wish I could have again, right? I missed that cheeseburger, that was a good one. So what I'm going to do is I made a mistake. I bought a lot of, you know, like you bought cases of water, you bought like all the mac and cheese they had in the store. Like it was like kind of like buying all the milk and toilet paper, right? You bought as much as you could because you had no idea what was going to happen. So what I ended up doing is I ended up buying a lot of these. I bought a lot of frying pans. I didn't realize you could use them over. This is how bad a cook I was. I thought you just used one and pitched it after every meal, right? It's kind of not true, but we're going to go with it just because it amuses you that much. Okay, great. So what we're going to do though is I figured out I could do something else with these, which is what I'm about to show you. Do you guys want to see? And yes, it is real. That's how you know it's real. Do you guys want to see something fun I can do with the frying pan? You're on your favorite, you're like, I'm here, I'm comfortable, knock yourself out. Not bad. Now, not only is this a really good omelet pan at this point, just pour it in one side and then pour out the omelet on the other. Now you're cooking, but let me tell you my true passion. My true passion is to go to I-95 and make people go slowly. Enough that silliness, but we're gonna do something else. Now let me ask you this. How many times during the winter have you suffered the cruel hands of fate when you have to go to work and you have to go out into the elements only to have shoveled your car out of its snowy prison to have some, what is the word, is it jabroni? Is that like a jabroni? Some jabroni take your parking spot after you shoveled it out for like 2 hours, right? That's a bad thing. But I have a solution that I cannot legally endorse, but if it were to happen, it would be hilarious, okay? everyone has one of these on their car, right? It is a common license plate. And you want to know how you want to see how I make sure it's real? I just like to anger the sound guys by hitting their equipment over and over and over. But sorry, not sorry, it's okay? It's medium okay, okay. I will gently set down the mic later. I won't drop the mic, that's a compromise. So, what you can do though, I don't legally endorse this, but what you would do, and safety first, mind you, and since we're at the Oddities and Expo, well, not the Oddities and Curiosity, what are we? We're at the World Oddities Expo, there we go. The World Oddities, it's late in the day. What we're going to do is we are going to take and wear the spooky gloves. Ooh, spooky gloves. All right. And what you can do with that jabroni is like, I mean, you can just basically, you know, crush their windows, but that's, I mean, they can replace the windows. But how often do you look at your own license plate as you get in and out of your car? Not very often, right? So you take a license plate like this, and you rip it in half. Now, thank you. What we'll do at that point is that you take the license plate and you only put half of it back on their car. Because the police are gonna have questions. Hey, why do you have half of the license plate? And you're like, I wish I could tell you. I have no idea. So that's one half of the plate done. You might be asking yourself, Hot Todd Lincoln, what are you gonna do with the other half of the plate? I'll wait. I am so glad you asked that unprovoked question. What you can do is you take like a dowel rod, you cut a slit in that dowel rod, right? Slide this in and you have your own bespoke ice scraper for your windows. It's nice. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and the fourth R, revenge, right? That's good. Now, we're going to do something else. We're going to do an old-time strength feat known as, what do we call this thing? We're doing the breaking of chains. Sounds ominous, doesn't it? Breaking of chains. Sounds good. What I have here are 2 arm cuffs and some number 8 jack chain in the middle. And basically jack chain has a linear breaking force of 300 pounds. If only I had someone in a black t-shirt, a black hat, sitting at the end of an aisle that could help me out with something. I wish there was somebody that would match that description, wearing glasses. There we go. What is your name, sir? Everyone, let's cheer for Scott. Come on up, Scott. You're doing great. Jim Rose Circus. You've seen this sort of thing before. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to check out that chain, make sure it is intact, try to give it a good tug, make sure it doesn't come apart in any fashion. Not paper mache, not plastic, not any kind of breakable product. Very good. Scott tested, Scott approved. Thank you so much. Round of applause for Scott one more time. In a twist of fate, I'm gonna roll down my sleeves so I can get to work on this so that they don't get caught up. Calm down, calm down. Don't make it weird if he's right there. Oh yes, he's still looking at you, that's fine. No, I mean, he being me. Oh, see, this is where it gets confusing. Communication and consent is key. That's really what it's all about. All right, so. Yeah, I can rip a license plate, but I can't button my shirt sleeve. There we go. I was once on an airplane, and this lovely family next to me, this young woman and her daughter. The daughter was well behaved. Everything was great. And we got to our, we were talking, and she was like, "Oh, you live in the DC, Baltimore area?" I was like, "I do." And she's like, "I miss some of the really good restaurants there." And I'm thinking, like, "Ooh, restaurant tips. What do you got?" And she says, like, "Well, I miss the Applebee's, and I miss this and that." And I was like, "Okay." And I sort of closed the mental notebook, like I'm not a big foodie, but at the same time, I'm not, I'm like comfortably like, "Wow, that place looks like you might get stabbed or poisoned. Let's go. That's amazing. Let's try that place, right?" So I get off the plane and I'm thinking, like, I know some things, I've done some things. And I get to the restroom and realize that my fly had been undone the entirety of the flight. So like, where she may not know the best food around, she and her family can at least dress themselves, which was more than I was able to do that day. So, knocked me down a bit. But try to do now is I'm going to try to knock this chain down a bit. And since the counting thing went so well earlier, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to do a big head nod, and y'all are going to go 1, 2, 3, and we'll see what happens. Are we good with that?
Woo!
Maybe. Are we good with that?
Woo!
This is the big head nod. 1, 2, 3. It's good that I found this, and I'll tell you why. Because now I have this missing piece finally, right? I can drop this in this envelope, and I can mail these to 10 of my closest friends, because it makes it a chain letter at that point. It's a chain letter. This is a tough room, I swear. These jokes are comedy gold. All right, another strength act for you. At the old days of the circus, this is kind of like Yiddish calisthenics. It's a bit of infotainment, right? We're gonna learn. Y'all are gonna learn today, as they say in the movies. But as it works out, when they built the circus, they would have the big top, right, and they would have the big post in the middle, the big tree, that they would have to cut down at every single venue. Every single venue had to have its own tree because it couldn't go on the train cars. It was too unwieldy, too heavy, that sort of thing. So what they would do is the roustabouts would cut down the tree, they would build the tents, they would make food for everyone. I mean, it was a busy day. It was like a whole little city making this circus happen. And at the end of the day, they would do elbow curls. And by elbow curls, I mean that they would sit by a fire and they'd do 12 or 16-ounce elbow curls. And then once those were empty, they would continue to do additional 12 or 16-ounce elbow curls. Sometimes, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Are you doing an elbow curl currently? Right now. Good. And sometimes they would even resort to like filling glass with unknown substances that would take, paint off of walls and get to elbow curls with that glass. I mean, these were tough individuals. One of the things that they said that they could do is that they could also, they would brag about feats of strength, right? And one of the things they said they could do is that they could take a weighted axe like this and bring it all the way to their nose without the luxury of using their elbow, right? And it would lever all the way to their face and touch their nose. Now that seems a lot to ask. That seems a big ask on what to do. You, sir, in the gray t-shirt at the end there, come on up and run over here for a second. You've been waiting all day for this. As a cat dad myself, I must offer a hearty fellow meowdy to you as well. Well done. What's your name? Everyone, let's hear for Dave. Congratulations, Dave. All right. Dave, all I need you to do is check the veracity of this axe. Make sure that it is indeed heavy, that it is weighted, that it is not paper mache, plastic, CGI, smoke mirrors, or any kind of tomfoolery. Dave tested, Dave approved. Let's hear it for Dave. Thank you, Dave. Great. Dave is our new hero. This is good. You've not been replaced. He's just part of the group now. Okay. Fair, right? Yeah, good. Spread the wealth. All right, so what they would do is that they would take this axe, this weighted axe, and at this point I know, this long-awaited axe. All day. And if you don't start laughing at some of these, I will turn this stage right around, I swear to God, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this all the way in my nose, but I'm gonna give you guys a choice, because choice is also important. Consent, choice, self-respect, respecting others, all these are good things. What I want you to do is I want you to, in essence, make a choice between regular style, bringing the axe to my nose and bringing it back, or do you want to go with circus style? A little unclear. All right, so raise your hands for regular style. There's always one, and you are that one. I love the fact right now that people are able to identify as what they feel is in their hearts. I'm pretty sure you identify as a problem all the time. That's cool. So, but it seems like I'm prepared for this, but an overwhelming number of you raise your hands, cheer for circus style. You almost threw are intensely excited. Wow. So circus style it is. Allow me to mentally prepare for what this endeavor. Circus style. Now, as I'm sure you are wondering, everyone else correctly made the choice of circus style. What would have been the difference if things had gone the other way? I just wouldn't have used a slide whistle. Same stunt, no slide whistle. That's regular style. All right, so here's a funny thing. I've done this act a number of times, brought this axe to my face. So far, so good. This Shayna Plenum is in perfect working order, right? Now, what's interesting though, do you ever look at a house and you see two windows, a vent and a door, and it looks like a face and you can't unsee the face, right? And you're like, oh, hey face house, what's up, right? And you just like, it becomes a thing. I've done this stunt enough times, this feat enough times where this looks like a duck to me, right? Here's the eyes, here's the head, here's the bill, it's a duck. Which got me thinking, duck is a really good verb for this act. Not just a noun, but like, man, there's an axe coming at your face. You should duck, right? Reasonable thoughts. Now, let's say that if I were to like get hit by this thing, you all right? Problem, okay. Let's say that I were to get hit by this thing, well, it would be my fault, so they really couldn't call it an accident, you see. There's that. Now, the other issue, let's say that I were to get killed. Let's say that I were to slough off this mortal coil and go to the great, sideshow in the beyond. Well, they would have to investigate it because they wouldn't be sure if it was an accident or a matter of foul play because it's a duck. Quack, 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 ding. Quack, 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 ding. All right. Is there no pleasing you people? I have torn a license plate. I have broken chains with my arms. I have made it bad chain letter joke. I have put an axe near my face. You know what though? Here's the thing. I'm not going to be able to do this kind of activity forever. My body at some point is going to give out, right? And it's just a fact of life. It's going to happen. So what I'm doing at this point is I'm trying to transition into an act or a style of performance that's going to help me perform longer, and that is magic. And let me explain. Magicians, if they do something wrong or if the trick doesn't go correctly, they take their hands, they fold them like this, they lean forward, and they say, "I'm sorry." That's it. That's all magicians do. Now, if as a sideshow performer, if something goes wrong, you get hurt, right? Then again, as a sideshow performer, if something goes well, you get hurt. It's kind of a wash. It's a zero-sum situation. But what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to go and use the gateway drug of magic, and that is a card trick. Now, I'm about to utter one of the scariest words you can utter in all of performance. I need a volunteer. I'll take you, yes, definitely you, because your arm almost went out of socket trying to volunteer. What is your name? You'll have to say that again. Lorraine? Lorraine. Let's hear it for Lorraine. How you feeling, Lorraine? Very excited? You excited to be a part of it? Okay. Are we excited for Lorraine to see what happens? Lorraine, you're going to, we're going to switch places. I want you to stand on my right. There you go. Now what we're going to do at this point, Lorraine, is I'm going to show you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you just keep them entertained while I do tech work over here. All right, very good. Now, Lorraine, what I've got in this box right here is just a deck of cards. You see it? Okay? All of them. Yes, okay. And you see they're already shuffled. They're already all over the place. Nothing. performer, which means that I do sideshow things, as you've seen. And I feel like at this point, even if I'm doing magic, if I get it wrong, there should be a consequence. Right? Fair, right? So what I'm going to have to do, we'll get to the consequence in a moment, but I want you to pick out, just tell me where to stop. Right there. Right, that is it. I'm going to show the audience, but wait 1 second. Make sure this is official. All right, has everyone seen the card? What are you doing, Lorraine? Show them the card. Okay, has everyone seen it? You know what doesn't help a blindfolded person? Nodding. Nodding yes or no doesn't help, okay? So has everyone seen the card? All right, good enough. Oh, it's so nice to see you guys again. Now, Lorraine, what I want you to do is I want you to take the rest of the cards and the cards that you have there and shuffle them all together in the middle right here. All of the cards you see right there, shuffle them all together. Shuffle the entirety of the deck. Not bad, okay? Shuffle them a couple more times. You know, I'm convinced. This one, I think, is Dave may not be quite convinced of the validity of that shuffle. One more time. 3 times a charm. Once, twice, 3 times a shuffle. Yeah. So far, so good. I mean, how do you feel about it? You feel like it's sufficiently... All right, done. All right, Lorraine, now don't go anywhere. Let's hear it for Lorraine. Oh, yeah, cheer for her. I see you. Lady problem over there. All right, so what's going to happen, let's do... Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick this deck not once, not twice, but thrice. And I say thrice because it makes me sound smarter, more erudite. In fact, let's all do it together. Once, twice, and even if you throw the hand up, it almost sounds like you all of a sudden, you put the hand up and it comes down and you have a bachelor's in like English lit. I don't know how that happens, but it's true. All right, so what's good? Now you might ask, what is the penalty phase? And for that, I'm going to do my worst Brad Pitt impression from the movie Seven, because it's in here, so we can all ask together, what's in the box? I'll show you. I'm glad you asked. We have, in fact, a Victor brand mousetrap. Now, you might ask, what does a Victor brand mousetrap have to do with a card trick? If I'm not able to reproduce your card, well then, my tongue goes in that mousetrap. And I do not want that tongue anywhere near the mousetrap, right? Do you guys want my tongue in the mousetrap? Hey, Billy, sitting brotherly love, except for that guy. Alright, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the deck not once, not twice, but thrice. Your card's going to be at the bottom, otherwise my tongue goes into this mousetrap that I am setting right now. Lorraine, if you would put your finger right there to show everyone it's real. No, Lorraine, don't do that. That's a terrible idea. What are you thinking? What are you thinking, Lorraine? Goodness gracious, that is the worst idea. Don't do that. I don't have that good insurance. Alright, so set that there. Once, twice, thrice, boom, card is moved to the bottom of the deck. It is in fact the Jack of Spades. No. Are you sure? No? Okay. Deal's a deal. Tried to stop me just then. A bunch of jackals, ne'er-do-wells. Lorraine, can I go for half credit? Half credit good thing? We're gonna go for half credit. Half credit, right? If you've just seen your face when those cards got ripped. But so here's the thing, I'm gonna reshuffle these because obviously that didn't work. Lorraine, you'll have to excuse me, I'm not used to handling such a small deck. Thank you. Thank you, Lorraine. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's good. Now, once again, there were children present, and if your children understand the jokes, that's on you as a parent and not me as an entertainer, right? I mean, that's fair. And I salute you if your kids do get the jokes because you're doing parenting right. Now, all right, I feel like this is closer, but maybe we'll try it once, twice, thrice. It'll be the bottom card, or my tongue goes in the mousetrap. Are you prepared, Lorraine? Am I prepared? I don't know. Well, we will see. Once, twice, thrice, and voila, the 10 of hearts. No. As the French say, well darn. I will not be able to rest tonight until I get this card trick right. Can I have one more chance? Can I go for a quarter credit? It's like turning in a book report. Wait, all right. Quarter credit is, yeah, third time's the charm. We've established that. Okay. We'll try this one more time. You know what, my favorite thing, thank you for that unsolicited, immediate applause, no delay whatsoever. My favorite thing is when an audience goes completely silent after I do something like quartering a deck of cards. That's really impressive because it gives me time to think of what I'm going to do next and all the things I've done in my life to get to this moment where I do something really impressive in front of an absolutely silent audience. So thank you for that moment of self-reflection. It was super helpful. Really, truly. All right. Lorraine, we have a problem. You see the problem? Tell them the problem.
Not seeing numbers on the card.
And no numbers and what else? There's no little symbols or anything like that. What I've inadvertently done is I've made the Gladys Knight solo deck because there's not a pip to be found. I'm looking. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. I broke Dave. I feel like it's already a win. No, I mean, I know you got it, but the fact that you've been like, and then I say Gladys Knight solo deck, and you're like, like I got you. I'm in your head, Dave. It's mind games now. All right. But Lorraine, it's about us right now. It's about you and I, and it's about the fact that I've run out of options. I can't rip the deck and have pips appear, so I got to do it. That was unpleasant. That hurt a lot. Lorraine, other than this like weird mark here, but is there anything on my lip? Did I get myself? Am I bleeding? No bleeding? There's nothing there? There's nothing. Is there anything on my lip? Is it in fact the Jack of Hearts? There we go. Let's cheer for Lorraine. She's been absolutely a doll. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Thank you to my other two volunteers. And I am Hot Todd Lincoln. Follow me on Hot Todd Lincoln on Instagram if you'd like. Tip the performers and try the veal. Thank you. I will see you all soon.
All these notifications coming.
Hey there, well fellows. How y'all doing? Good. So